Okay, today we're going to talk about the concept of birds before land. So birds before land is a huge thing in the Neville world, okay? And really the concept of it is that sailors were in a boat. I read this online, by the way. I don't know if this is where it came from, but sailors were on a boat and they saw the birds and they knew that land was near because they saw the birds. They knew that that meant that was a sign that land was near. Now, I once watched a video about this concept, and the person that was talking about it was literally saying that, birds before land, they were actually saying that it was dangerous. It was dangerous to cling to the sign. And the thought behind it was basically this, that like if you are trying to manifest getting married, and what comes in is you start to like attract a guy that maybe is similar to the man that you're looking for, and you go on a couple of dates, and now you're thinking, okay, like this is a sign that I'm going to be getting married. This person was saying that to cling to the first and second date as if the manifestation happened would mean that you are falling short of the wish fulfilled. You're falling short of the end game. You're getting too caught up in the sign, and then you're not going to go full through the manifestation. But I see it the reverse way. Now, in my experience of applying the law of assumption and really doing this work, and I'm talking really doing this work, like reading Neville's book, really changing your thoughts, really doing a mental diet, getting clear on what you're saying, getting clear on the dominant thought, getting clear on the stories that you've been telling, getting clear on, what your self-concept is and, what you believe and what you assume, and really doing this work. When you really start to do it, for me at least, I get these incredible little bits of breadcrumbs, these little signs that start to come that tell me I'm going in the right direction. So as long as you don't lose focus of the end, of the wish fulfilled, of the true thing that you want, you get excited about those signs, then I think seeing the birds before the land is actually really helpful. So let's use an analogy. Let's say that there's a bridge, okay? A bridge of incidents, if you will, that's bringing you to your wish fulfilled, okay? So here's you over here with the wish fulfilled, and here's the start of your, you know your desire, you want to get here, and now you're in the gap, right, of your wish fulfilled. So as you're on the journey, you're going to start seeing signs. But those signs to me are the bridge. That is what it is. So those signs are really guiding me that I'm going in the right direction, that I'm getting closer and closer. But here's the thing, you don't want to let those signs trip you up where you just stop. You stop right here on the bridge. You don't keep going because you're so in love with the fact that you've got a sign that it's kind of a lack mentality. You're like, I'll take what I can get. I'll stop here. No, you want to keep going to the wish fulfilled. So a great example of this would be, let's say you have a vision of making 6 figures in a specific role in a specific job, right? And maybe you don't care what the company is, you just know how you want to feel, you know how much you want to make. And let's say you're on the bridge of that, right? And you start to get a job offer, okay? Maybe you get a job offer, and maybe this job offer is not the salary you want. It has everything else that you want, but it's not the salary that you want. Now, here's the thing, you could take that job, and it's not wrong. It's not wrong if you take that job. But just remember, it's not the full wish fulfilled. You didn't get to the end of the bridge yet. You got to one part. Now, here's the thing. You're the conscious creator, right? So you could take that job, use the power of your mind in that job, and maybe that job turns into the wish fulfill, right? So it's not that you're going to mess up the bridge per se, but you don't want to get too stuck on the bird. You want to keep going toward the land. This is your conscious creation experience. So you get to decide how you want to work with it. But just know, when you start to persist, when you start to make something a dominant state, when you start to really shift into that thing that you want, and you're starting to truly feel into it, the future you in this wish fulfilled moment at the end of the bridge, you're going to start going onto the bridge. You're going to start seeing those birds. And I say, use them to get excited. I hope you like this video. Let me know in the comments below if you have questions or if you need any support. Go find that land and look out for those birds. I'll catch you next week.